Hello, my name is Jackson Manderson and I'm presenting about Microsoft Excel. So how is Excel used in science, any type of science really, biology, chemistry? If we do any type of lab, it is important to collect all the data points and then also be able to plot them onto a table. And one of the best ways to do so is with Excel. With Excel, you could take all the values you have found from your experiment or data and you're able to put them in a table. And then with Excel, you could take this table and turn it into either a chart or even a scatter graph, anything like that. And then also Excel could be important for accountants, finance people who work with numbers, because with these tables you could also kind of work with equations and put equations in, and then it'll automatically do it all. So this will mainly focus on the chart part of Excel, but the number part is also very important because it is also very helpful for finance and things like that. So example on Excel. So we can see here we have a table with just pre-registered numbers, just random numbers here. And we could see we have an X and a Y since we are trying to make a graph. So these would be your X plot points, your Y plot points. You could simply left click drag. Then you will see this part highlighted and you will have a choice here for quick analysis. And this is where you see all the important things that you could do with this. You could either format it in a specific way on the actual chart table itself. And then you can also make charts, graphs, things like that, totals, tables, sparklines, almost everything you can make it here. And what we want is a scatter graph since we were trying to graph our plot. So we will be able to simply press that. We have a scatter line. It already puts our line here. And then we could also do extra things. We can make different titles, error bars. If you have like a lot variation in numbers, we could have a legend or a trend line. If your numbers are more scattered, since this one's in a pattern, you don't really need a trend line. That's already there. And yeah, that's really the most of it for graphing on Excel. For the most part, the graphing part is pretty simple. And it just takes a couple times of looking at it and to know what you're doing. And then you also change some of the styles, colors if you really want to liven it up. So back to the PowerPoint. So lastly, my opinions. Excel is great for graphing and plotting different values, especially in labs or science experiments, because you're able, a lot of the times you want to show your data in a very specific way and you have a before and after graph, things like that. It really makes it easier to see how much things have changed. And at the same time, Excel, in my opinion, can be kind of confusing. But for the graph part, it's more simple. If for finance, money, things, equations, it can be a little more complicated to kind of plug all those things in. There's weird different buttons that you have to press like together to get different things to go. And my only critique would be to for this is to explain it. Maybe have like a how-to page or something easy to get to that's on Excel itself, like so you could see how to do certain things in Excel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me.